Yoga means union, but union between what and what? Because many of us, when we hear this word, this term, we think, okay, if yoga is a method for union, somewhere should be a separation. And the method should be in order to achieve a goal. And that goal should be to make union between these two elements that are separated. That is the mind thinking those terms, like, because any method has a goal, a result. You know? I practice something in order to achieve something, and obviously something that I didn't have before. A lot of things should be understood in order to really perceive the yes. What is this term in Sanskrit? Yoga, union. First of all, the yoga happens. Yoga's chitta vritti nirodha, say the Yoga Sutras. Yoga is not an achievement. This union is not a result of certain practices. Practices like Yoga Vidya are in order to prepare the instrument, but not in order to achieve something. Nothing can help you to achieve this state of yoga. More than that, yoga cannot be achieved. Yoga happens, first of all, the Yoga Sutras say when there is no mental activity. But I will say more than that, when there is no activity. Yoga is our original state. Yoga is the state, is what we really are, is union. So if my original nature is yoga, yoga is not something that I can achieve or something that I lack of or miss or that I don't have, that I need to achieve it. It's more to go back to the origin, to the source. That is union. Originally we are something integral. For one reason or another we lose it. And we feel separation, duality. And that is the ego. When I perceive myself something totally different from existence, from life, from the others, I see myself like disconnect. That is Maya, illusion. And to go back to realize, to be aware of my real nature, is not to achieve yoga, but to realize, to discover, to reveal my unity. That I was already one in union and was never separated. Now, this discovering cannot be an achievement because it's not something that I should look for him outside or somewhere, in some book, in some guru, in some method, in some practice. It's what you already are. The main path that guide us to this recognition of our real nature or consciousness, is meditation. What meditation is, we will enter later. But now I want to concentrate in this separation, in this we all suffer from many weakness in our life. Fear. Humanity suffers from fear, miser, egoism, aggressiveness, violence, solitude, and so many different things. But usually, our way to react to it is to try to reject it. For example, I am aggressive, I am miser, I am in fear, and I try by any means to reject this fear and to push it out of me or consciousness. I try to separate. With this separation, obviously, we create conflict between me and my fear. I become a separate entity of the weakness I want to push out. And then obviously I am in a conflict. But the problem is that if we we will see that there is no difference between you and your attachments, you and your fear. There is no difference between you and your weakness. When I am attached, I am attached. All of me is attached. You never pay attention when you are afraid. It's not a fear, some object or some element somewhere. It's all of you is fear in all the levels. You experience it as a whole. It's only at the moment that you try to reject it, that you objectivize it, make it or relate to it as something totally separate from you, and then you push and try to reject, to ignore, to fight against it, and then you create this conflict. More conflict, more blindness. But what happens if you accept it? The fear, the attachment, the greediness, whatever there is, as you, in the whole of you. Then two things will happen. First of all, no conflict, peace, tranquility. Second, awareness. Because in conflict it is impossible to be aware. In conflict, you cannot see. But at the moment that there is this acceptance that you are your attachment, you are attached, all of you is attached, and you accept it. There is no conflict anymore. There is peace, tranquility, and then you are able to see the facts, see reality, not to resist it. And that is union, yoga. In the path of meditation, you create this situation for union happens. And I don't say at the moment you accept your fear, finish, you are united, you is enlightenment. But you create the proper situation for it. The conditions. Because if you experience in the individual level this union, you have an opportunity to experience the universal cosmic union. When you accept the whole. as yourself. But then you have the other problem that you want to achieve it. That state. First you want to reject your weakness, but now you want to achieve yoga. You want to achieve union. You want to realize the self, but in a male attitude, to possess it, to possess enlightenment, to possess the self, to be the owner of your real nature or what you really are. And then we are in the same track but in the other direction. First, we want to reject something that I relate to it as something separate from me. The fear, whatever. And now, I want to achieve something that I relate to it as something separate from me. But then it's much more ridiculous because I relate to the self, to myself, to my real nature, to me as a separate element that I should achieve, that I will reach after a practice of mantras or songs or postures or I don't know, fasting, chanting, whatever the technique is, or even your so-called meditation, you will achieve that self, God, whatever, consciousness, that is what you really are. And again, we are in the same thing, the same duality. But in the same way that you cannot reject what is you, no need to make any effort to achieve what is you. And when you have this understanding, only then you can simply stay without any effort to reject or to achieve nothing. Simple be where you are. And in that state, without the conflict of rejecting or achieving, nothing that is separate from you, eradicate the conflict. The conflict disappears. Because as in rejecting there is conflict, in achieving there is other kind of conflict. And when there is no conflict, no effort, you're relaxed. In the center of your being. A relaxation happens, not as an achievement. Simple happens. Because when you don't look any goal to be successful, to reject something or to achieve something, there is nothing else but present. Because every goal is of the future. So you relax in this present. And nothing will happen except the recognition of what was already there, the union, that nothing can affect it. Maya is to look for something that you already are. And then the experience of to found your home in your own house. To found your home in your own house is a state. And that state of peace, of shanti, is what many call for so many generations God.